heart medication back in December.
USADA head Veronika Lajanova spoke about the Associated Press article, which said that WADA had removed some arguments from the case that justified Kamila Valieva. We have already said everything we could comment on regarding the article published in foreign sources. Unfortunately, we cannot add any information. This is due to the fact that USADA respects, firstly, athletes, and secondly, strictly complies with all the requirements of international standards for testing and investigation. The case is closed. We do not intend to comment on what foreign sources are publishing, trying to unleash an information war and drag USADA into it. Match TV quotes Lajanova as saying, Rinat Leisha. We need to put an end to all this nonsense that WADA has stirred up, continue to love Kamila Valieva, and treat her as the greatest athlete in figure skating and a good person. We need to help the girl advance her history and destiny in sports and another career that she chooses herself. We need to forget about the lies and troubles that the West is causing. They still want to hook us somehow, and we need to think about how to develop Russian sports and alternative games. We need to continue to develop in all sports without them, said Rinat Leishev, president of the Sambo 70 Sports and Education Center. 16 underage Russian athletes are serving a disqualification for doping. 6 of them are from Meldonium. TASS reports this with reference to documents from the Russian anti-doping agency, USADA. Of the 16 disqualified minor athletes, 2 were under 15 at the time of punishment, 2 were 16, and 3 were 17. The list includes Artem Olenikov, Kamila Valieva and Varvara Gorchenko, figure skating, Robert Vivatkin, Maria Voroshilova, Sergei Naumov, Sambo, Dmitry Gorbenko, Mikhail Kovalev, Avidas Nalbanyan, boxing, Violeta Anisimova, powerlifting, Patimat Akhmedova, judo, Victoria Bokovets, taekwondo, Milana Zagardanova, swimming, Maria Kuzmina, Nordic combined, Tigran Kurchain, weightlifting, and Alexa Makamashina, track and field. 6 athletes were disqualified for meldonium, another 6 for furosemide. 1 each for termetadazine, steroids, methoxylamine, and violating the rules for availability for doping testing. 2 prohibited substances were found in the doping sample of figure skater Gorchenko, furosemide and sibutramine. Kamila Valieva restored all triple jumps except for the Lutz. The skater posted a video from training, where she jumps a double axel triple toe loop cascade, as well as solo triple ripperger and flip. Earlier, Valieva showed how she performs a triple toe loop in Salchow. Cypriot athlete Kulachenko about Valieva. Whatever the rules are, everyone understands that doping will not help you skate beautifully in figure skating. Elena Kulachenko spoke about her attitude to figure skating. You said that you love figure skating. What do you think about the resolution of the situation with Kamila Valieva and the return of Alexandra Trusova? I think that the court's decision on Kamila is very offensive and sad. It is clear that no matter what the rules are, everyone understands in their heads that doping will not help you skate beautifully in figure skating. Kamila is a very talented person. It is a shame that her career has stopped like this. It is good that at least there is an option to perform in a show, to continue doing what she loves. I do not think that after the end of the disqualification she will want to return. But the fact that Trusova, after a break, is doing clean quadruple jumps at test skates is a shock. Love works miracles. There were even situations when people undergo a very difficult operation, doctors do not give much chance, but love healed. Maybe she found new inspiration, a new level. It would be great if she really continues to enjoy it. And, most likely, she still has a desire to prove everything to everyone once again, said Kulachenko. Honored artist of the Russian Federation, ballerina Anastasia Volchkova, criticized the haters of figure skater Alexandra Ignatova, Trusova. Many have already put an end to her sports career. Many successful people are being written off. This is done by those who have never succeeded in life and have done nothing. As long as she has the strength and wants to reach new heights, everything will work out. And who are the judges? The main judge in our lives is conscience. Nobody knows these haters, but the whole world knows Sasha Trusova. There are leaders Agitova, Shubakova, Valieva, my beloved Trusova, and they brought and continue to bring glory to Russia, said Volchkova. Figure skater Kamila Valieva spoke about the difficulties of life outside of sports. You still come to some companies where people are not from sports, and you start talking about nutrition, about training. Sometimes people who are not from sports simply do not understand our topics, our small obsessions, so to speak. And you said, it is a little difficult for you to support the topic. Because, roughly speaking, you didn't see this because you were training. You didn't read this because you were recovering from training and had other things to do. And so you're a bit like a blind kitten. But over time, you start to understand more about what they're talking about. You start doing something yourself. It's like this gives you an incentive not to stop at just sports. Believe noted in the Forbes Education podcast Go Learn. The 18-year-old figure skater also answered a question about her plans after sports. Right now in my mind, it seems to me that my opinion will change so many times before I'm 25. You learn a little something new every day, something is constantly changing. I probably set myself some very short-term goals, and then life will guide you, and you'll understand what to do. And people will help. Believe said. American gymnast Jordan Chiles did receive bronze for her performance at the Paris Olympics. However, not a real one, but, so to speak, a consolation one. On the stage of the MTV VMA 2024 Music Awards in New York, the athlete was presented with a bronze watch, similar to the medal from the Paris Games. The generous patron was rapper Flavor Flav. He also promised to pay Chiles the prize money that is due to an Olympic medalist. The American was initially fifth, but after her protest, the judges changed their score and moved Jordan up to third place. However, the Court of Arbitration for Sport then overturned this decision. Chiles never received a real bronze from the 2024 Olympics. The story of Chiles being awarded after the fact amused many Russian sports fans. However, it should not be forgotten that such awards are practically a national tradition in Russia. For example, each figure skater who took part in the Beijing 2022 team tournament was presented with a necklace with the inscription "Champion of Our Hearts" in a huge stadium. And each was greeted with a standing ovation. Kamila Valieva, who was disappointed with the results of the games, was greeted especially warmly. Pyeongchang 2018 silver medalist Evgenia Medvedeva was also warmed with support. After her defeat at the Games, fans made a unique gold medal for her. It depicts 5 Olympic rings in the shape of hearts and the inscription, "Born to make history." You can laugh at such ceremonies as much as you like, but sometimes it is important to support your athlete who did not manage to shine at the main start of his life. Both Russia and the USA understand this. The medal, of course, is not real, but it makes it easier for the athlete.